Beardsley now from Berlin. Steven, what are Germany and the EU saying about the safety of the AstraZeneca vaccine?
Hi, Karina. Well, right now the EU and Germany are both standing besides the vaccine, saying that that they still support it, that they see no reason to pull use of it right now. What we do know is that it began with Denmark, which pulled use of that vaccine after a 60-year-old woman died from a blood clot following her jab with the vaccine. Some other countries then joined them. There have been some isolated reports of blood clots. It appears to relate to one batch potentially, although there is some question about even that, because Italy and Romania appear to have set aside a different batch from the one that was believed to be at the root of some of these complaints. But again, Germany and the EU so far saying that they see no reason to pull back.
The vaccine rollout in Germany and the EU has already been slow. Could this now complicate things further?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the bigger concern here. Obviously, if there was a medical issue with the vaccine, that would be the biggest concern. But if we just look over at the UK, we see that I believe 10 million of the jabs, the AstraZeneca jabs, have been given there. Australia also, obviously, AstraZeneca is a popular vaccine. So we don't see any sort of widespread medical issues. What's really been the issue here is that, A, there's been not a whole lot of supply of vaccines in general, and B, there has been some skepticism about the AstraZeneca, but not due to safety, due more to the efficacy, because in the clinical trials it showed a lower efficacy rate than some of the other ones. Now that efficacy rate has actually only climbed as new data has come in, so there's less and less reason for skepticism about the AstraZeneca. There was also a lack of clinical trial data, I should say, at the beginning about AstraZeneca for anyone over 65, and that led some countries, including Germany, to restrict use of the vaccine, and that meant that actually doses of AstraZeneca piled up, and that I believe by the beginning of this month there was Germany had only distributed 30% of its AstraZeneca supply, which is almost a crime in many eyes, because really rolling out the vaccine is the best protection for the society and the best guarantee that things can get back to normal. And so that hesitation has really cost German society, and some would say other European countries where they do see similar hesitation. Fears, of course, now that if there are question marks around this vaccine, that hesitation amongst some populations is only going to increase, further complicating matters.
And the EU has now followed the United States and approved the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Is there a sense that that vaccine could speed up progress across the continent?
Well, there's definitely a hope that it will. Whether it actually will is the question. You know, the real issue here has been production. It's one thing to approve the vaccine, it's another to actually get the supplies. For example, AstraZeneca said that by the end of the first quarter, it was going to provide 90 million doses. That's its contractual obligation. It now says it's only going to be 30 million doses by the end of March. So you can see we're not really sure what it will be with Johnson & Johnson as well. Will production match the need? And then, of course, will the population be ready to take it up? Here in Germany, what we're hearing is that maybe by mid-April, we'll start to see that dose really roll out. It's a one-dose regimen. It's really ideal for a lot of people. But again, it's really been in the production. That's where we've seen a lot of these bottlenecks, and then in the supply for Germany and for other nations. So there's hope, but there's also a good dose of skepticism right now.
Steven Beardsley reporting from Berlin.